all of you. A warm welcome to all of you for the today's session, UiPath Agent Hack India Student Edition. I'm Vidya from UiPath Student Developer Program team. Today's session focuses on Introduction to Studio Web, led by Manoj Batra. Manoj is Vice President, RPA at Analytics at NatWest Group, 5 times UiPath MVP and multi-time hackathon winner. Manoj brings over 16 years of experience in automation, analytics, and enterprise tech solutions. A passionate speaker and thought leader in agentic automation and Gen AI, he has been at the forefront of driving RPA adoption across global teams. His expertise spans across UiPath technology and scalable automation strategies. Today, let's hear from the man himself. Before I give the floor to Manoj, you can, if you have any questions during the session, you can use the chat option. At the end of the session, we will open the floor for Q&A, where you can unmute yourself and ask questions. Manoj, over to you.
Thank you, Vidya. Am I audible? Yes, no?
Yes, you are.
Great. So, good morning, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. As you already know that my name is Manoj Batra. I'm a UiPath MVP, someone who is truly passionate about automation, and especially when it comes to empower people like you, students, where you can just build automations that actually make a difference here. And today, we're going to deep dive into a topic that's not only relevant but extremely practical in the age of digital transformation, named UiPath Studio Web. So whether you have the term RPA before or this is your first exposure, I promise you, you are going to walk out of this session with a lot more clarity, confidence, and hopefully curiosity. So we'll obviously in this session we'll be using chat quite a lot. So my first question to you here is, how many of you have heard this term RPA before? RPA automation, something like that. Just type your message yes, no in the chat box. Ishwari, okay. You've heard about RPA. Great. 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 I can see more yes, less no. Great, great, great. Keep the engagement going. Just say yes or no. We'll wait for another 15 seconds or so. Again, I can see more yes and less no, which is a quite a good thing for me. But don't worry, we'll just cover from the very basic. And let me first share the agenda for this call for you. So obviously, the first thing that we are going to discuss here is introduction to Studio Web. Then we'll learn about basics, how to handle errors. Then we'll also see how you can actually build your first automation. Then we'll also learn about basic of user interface, or you can say UI automation, how you can publish your automation and make it work, and how, so this is going to be a very great feature. So how generative AI, which is actually a kind of a tool which UiPath has built called Autopilot, can actually help you in, in enhancing your development skills. So this is what we are going to build in the next 1 hour or so. So as most have said, no. So first thing is, what is automation and what is this mundane and repetitive work? So again, let me just paint a picture for you. You have just joined your job. Every day you are copying data from Excel file into a web portal. You are renaming document. You are sending email. Does it sound like monotonous to you? Because you are doing the same activities every time. Now imagine you are doing this activity 5 days a week, 45 hours a week actually. So that's not a growth, right? That's a digital muscle memory that you are doing. And automation is how we can break free from that. And it is not about replacing job. So automation is not replacing job. It is about reclaiming time for your meaningful work. So it actually takes out all your mundane and repetitive activity and give you ample time to focus on more productive stuff rather than doing all these activities again and again. Maybe you can just picture this in again in that way. You've just started an internship. Forget about job. You've just started the internship, or you're dealing with again same kind of a spreadsheets where your manager asks you to do something, like again filling out some kind of a forms or checking some data whether the data has arrived on the internet or not. Or maybe your manager could also ask us, okay, Neeraj, let's suppose, because I can see Neeraj's message at the chat very last. So maybe manager can ask Neeraj, okay, I want you to compare the data for like 5 7 sites and give me a report at the end of every 2 hours or 3 hours. Or maybe the other example, a good example here could be, you have joined some e-commerce company like Amazon, and Amazon also want you to, so you are again joined as an intern here, or they want you to like get the data from Flipkart, from eBay, from Alibaba, from so many websites, and create a report. So if you do it manually, obviously that is going to be consume a lot of your effort and time, and trust me, you are not learning anything there, then it's not productive at all. So that is why we have got automation, where you can just learn new things, you can build cool stuff, and you can just focus on rather than more productive stuffs within your work. So automation, as I said earlier, it in essence it involves leveraging technology, software, or machinery to carry out tasks that would typically require human effort. And automation is not new. We have been doing this for so many years. We have uh, gone from your machine era to digital era. But the beauty of automation lies in its ability to minimize or eliminate, as I said earlier, the need of constant human intervention, and which is also allowing the process to run smoothly and efficiently. What does that mean? Again, as I said earlier, I have given you a task, you are leveraging the technologies and all, and here the technology that we are going to use is UiPath. Again, we'll use the chat window, and I'm going to ask the same question. So you have heard about RPA. As I said, there are more yes and less no. So in RPA, how many of you who have said yes, how many of you have heard UiPath before? This name. Again, use the chat window and type in a message. Great, Shweta. Yes. Come on, make it more interactive. Great, great. So I can see again, all of you have heard this name before. So obviously you know that UiPath is a RP company, robotic process automation company, that has got like n number of tools under their umbrella. Starting with UiPath Studio, we have got Orchestrator, we have got UiPath Robot that runs the process for you. Then we have got different software to manage your work. We have got document understanding, we have got Action Center, we have got AI Center. Now we are coming up with new tools like agentic orchestration. We have got Agent Builder, we have got Mastro for test automation. We've also got a tool in place. So you are covered. If I talk about the whole RP life cycle, so you are covered. We have got Automation Hub as well to manage your complete RP cycle, RP life cycle as well. So this is about automation. But now you might ask that why automation is such a game changer. Obviously, the first thing is it is not a buzzword anymore. It's been there for around good years, good number of years, 10 years or more than that, and it is a way to offload your repetitive rule-based tasks, or it can also use your digital assistant that can work 24 by 7 without breaks. A human can take break after 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, depending on their capabilities, but a bot never stops. It can run 24 by 7 without taking any breaks. So obviously it is going to save your time. It will obviously improve your accuracy, and it, as I said earlier again, it lets you focus on the things that require thinking, creativity, and decision making. And UiPath is one of the world leaders in automation, and they have made it incredibly easy for beginners to get started. Again, with Studio Web, which I'm going to show you in a bit, you don't even need to install anything. Open a browser, log in, and you can just automate your task within few minutes. Moving on to the next slide, because I've already talked about this game changer and all. Now, you might ask, why is automation? I guess I've already covered this. I don't know why I've copied this slide multiple times, but I guess I've already covered this thing. So maybe we can just move to the next slide. How automation can actually help you there. As I said earlier, there are four compelling reasons why automation can be a game changer for you. First is, as you can see on the left side, that job satisfaction. So by automating repetitive tasks, you not only escape the burnout and the boredom, because you will be doing the same activity again and again, so boredom cycle is already eliminated, but also you can also gain precious time and efforts to dedicate to more engaging and fulfilling tasks. The second one here is on the left side, in the green you can see that it is skill development. So with automation handling mundane tasks, you have the perfect opportunity to embrace personal growth, learn new skills, and embrace higher value roles within your organization. So it actually helps you to move up to the ladder. The third thing here is enhanced opportunities, embracing automations and related technology. Again, the technology could be anything here, can greatly enhance your value in the job market, and it can actually open doors for exciting career opportunity and new pathways for the professional growth. The next one is it reduces stress. So letting automation handle mundane tasks gives you the freedom to embrace a healthier work-life balance, experiencing reduced stress and more time of what truly matters. So again, I've already explained this multiple times. So here, with the help of automation, you will be just focusing on the task which requires more effort, which requires critical thinking, which requires decision making, which requires some effort. But if it is some kind of a manual, repetitive, rule based activities, nobody wants to do it. And that is why we have got automation for you. Again, use the chat window if you think, okay, now you have understand what automation is all about. Just give me a thumbs up, or just say yes or no, because I want to make the session more interactive. It should not be like that I'm speaking all the time and you just listen to it. So just make it, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Sham. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, Venkat. So now you have understood the concept of automation. But the next thing here is, you might ask, how can automation help your organization actually? Obviously, the major benefit, and every organization talks about that, is save cost. So automation actually brings valuable benefits to business by reducing labor cost. You will not be paying for this mundane task anymore, and enabling the teams to allocate their time resource to more strategic and high value activities. We have already covered this before. The second thing here I would like to add here is improved accuracy. So with again software robots, we have already programmed a software. Business can significantly reduce the number of errors, because if you do it manually, the chances of errors could be high. But if you use automation, you can drastically reduce the number of errors. Again, the benefit, this result in the generation of high quality data, enabling informed decisions making process and driving substantial improvement in overall business performance. So obviously, if your productivity gets increased, your business will also grow. Third thing is obviously your increased efficiency. So if there is a improvement in accuracy, then efficiency would also get increased. Scalability, again, this is one of the impressive aspect of automation, and I love talking about RPA scaling and all. So it also includes increases scalability to allow automation to effortlessly adapt your fluctuation. And you have seen that with so many websites like uh, with Flipkart, we have got some big billion sale. Amazon also does some kind of a sale in the month of uh, October, and during festive season they have got some kind of a sale. So they scale up their infra so that it can matches as per the current load that we are getting. So obviously, with the help of RPA, you can do the same stuff. So if there is any kind of a fluctuation in demand, or there is a increased need to automate or run more business processes, that can be handled very easily with the help of UiPath. Obviously, we have got orchestrator in place, and there are so many tools other in place, so you can also optimize your resource allocation. So having their routine task automated, employee can now focus, as I said earlier, focus on strategic, creative, and customer centric endeavors. But you will also get a better picture, or you can say a aerial view of what is happening within your area, and based on that you can just optimize the resource. Okay, if a particular person is free, is busy, who was doing some kind of a manual repetitive activity, maybe I can just pull out that person to focus on, again, on more strategic work, something like that. Or maybe on something on the critical side of the thing, something like that. So this is how you can actually this can actually help your organization. The next thing that I'm going to show here is, which many of you might be interested in, is what robots can actually do. So there are so many things which robot can do. I even, if I use 10 slides, that would be very less. So I've just tried to cover everything in just one slide only. So obviously the first thing that robot can do here is log into any application. What does it mean? So if you want your robot, as I said earlier in the internship example, so if you want to go to multiple application which requires some kind of a authentication or authorization method, you can program your robot in such a way that it can just open the browser, log into application, browse to that page, and get the data for you, something like that. If you are, if there is no user interface, on the right hand side you can see that it also connects to your system APIs as well. So you can program your, so we have got some activities within UiPath Studio and Studio Web which you can use, which can actually call your system API. So UiPath supports both SOAP based and REST APIs. Again, the type could be anything, but major APIs we have got two types, SOAP and REST, and UiPath got you covered there as well. The third thing that UiPath can do here is, uh, it's your system based operation where you want to do something within your Windows account only, like you want to play with your Explorer, like you want to move some files, you want to delete some files, you want to read some content, something like that. Everything which you do on your system can be done easily with the help of UiPath. It can actually talk to your any database. Again, database could be anything, be it your SQL database like your Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, it could be anything, and it can also talk to the non-SQL databases as well, like your MongoDB, Cassandra, and all. So it has the capability to read and write to both the databases. Scrap data from web, we have already covered this before. It can log into any website and scrap data, which again we will show in a bit, where I'll show you how you can actually go to a particular website and get the data out of it. UiPath has also got a capability to extract content from document. So as you already know that we have got two types. If I talk about PDF, we have got two type of PDF. One is obviously your native PDF, which contains the text and all. And the second one is your scanned PDF, which contains maybe text or some kind of images. So UiPath has got the capability to read the data from both scanned and native PDF. It can also read your email, it can download your attachment, it can also reply to your email as well. If if you program it correctly, you can also do that. And because it's a robot, it makes calculation much easier for you. So all the rule based and everything, you leave it to UiPath, and other stuff you can use other UiPath tools. Now you might be thinking, okay, these all are your enterprise use case, but I'm in a college. I go to college. We are at university. So how this thing work for you? So let me just bring this closer to your world. So imagine your professor sends you an assignment on email, and you want to download. So and you have got like multiple emails, maybe for obviously for one subject you've got one email, and at the end of the day you have enrolled into 10 subjects, you get 10 emails. But what you want to do here is you don't want to like open your Gmail or Outlook or any other uh, email messaging system there. You just want, okay, I want some kind of a automation which can just go to those uh, accounts and get those data for me. So this could be a good use case for you, where you can just want to download attachments, so you can just apply or a program a bot there, and bot can do that very easily. The second good thing from student perspective could be, maybe if you're interested in some kind of a topic, if you want to learn maybe RPA, AI is a buzzword nowadays, or maybe Gen AI. So you want a daily summary of your Gen AI news scrapped from your favorite websites. Obviously, internet is, you know that it is full of knowledge, but the problem with internet is the data is scattered. It is not like synchronized and all, which is not in sync. But you know that, okay, these 5 7 sites are good. Maybe I can just build some kind of a bot where the bot can actually execute, go to all these 5 7 websites, extract the content. So part one is go to website. Second one is extract the content. Again, remove the duplicate information and just give me a kind of a summary. That can also be done very easily. The third thing, because you will be in your, I guess, first year, second year, final year, and obviously you will apply for internships. So again, consider the scenario: you are applying for an internship, and there are again so many uh, job portals here, and there are so many internship opportunities there available on that job portal. So you just want to apply for that and want to track job applications from multiple sites. Again, you don't have the bandwidth to go to 50 websites and just see, okay, I applied to this, what is the current state of that. Maybe for those scenarios, you can apply a bot there which can do that task for you. Again, when you when your profile got shortlisted, you can say that I've already built a bot. So it was not me, it was that bot who actually gone to that site and got me all the data. So something like that, obviously, it would be a good use case for you. And all of this, trust me, can be achieved without writing a single line of code. And the next topic that I'm going to cover, Studio Web, will help you visualize your logic just like a flowchart. And so even if you are not familiar with coding, or you are not good at that for now, you can still build an automation around that. Moving to the next slide, which is Studio Web. So I've already explained this about before. So you know that what is RPA. Again, for those who don't know, RPA stands for Robotic Process Automation, and it is essentially a software robot. It's not a hardware robot, because people might get confused between a software robot and a hardware robot. It's a software robot that runs on your machine, and that makes human actions. Again, human action could be anything like clicking your button. So whatever you do, clicking a button, reading data, sending emails, logging into a website. So these things, so or scrapping some data, something like that. So it basically mimics your human actions and convert that into a workflow. And UiPath Studio Web is a browser-based automation builder. So this UiPath automation tool comes in multiple flavors. One is obviously your UiPath Studio, which is your desktop based application. Then we have got Studio X for citizen developer, and again that also needs to be installed on your system. But the third thing, UEFA Studio Web, you don't need to do anything special here. You don't need to download any exe and run it. No, just log into your to that website, create your account, and you're ready to start your automation journey. Right? Any doubt, or are you with me? All covered? Can we move to the next slide? Again, use the chat window to say yes, no. Thank you, Saurabh. Okay. Thank you guys for your response. Now we will move to the next slide and I'll talk about some of the key features of UiPath Studio Web. So one of the key feature is, as I said earlier, cloud-based accessibility. So you don't need to install any software, anything like that. You just need to go to that browser. Again, browser could be anything. You can use Edge, you can use Chrome, you can use Brave, any browser. So you can use that to build your account, to create your account and build your automation there. And the second thing is it has got a very user-friendly interface, which again we'll show in a bit. Just hold your horses now. So again, the user interface is very friendly here. It has got seamless integration with so many connectors. So you just name the tool. Like maybe if you say, okay, I want to connect with Microsoft. I want to connect with OpenAI. I want to connect with something else like Google Workspace or Act One, Workday, SAP, Salesforce, CRM application, Bamboo HR. So it has got like n number of connectors which can be used within your automation. So you just need to make connection one time and you can use it whenever you want. So since it is a browser based application, so it can work on any operating system. Again, be it your Windows, be it your Linux or Mac. So it can work on any software, any operating system. The fourth one is AI and document processing. So as I said earlier, we have got when I was talking about the UiPath product hierarchy. So I talked about document understanding, Action Center, AI Center. So we have already got you covered there. So it already supports your IDP called Intelligent Document Processing, and we've got some AI-driven models which can actually make your automation quite smooth. So you don't need to build your machine learning model if you are into that space, or if you are from I saw one in the chat. One lady told that she's doing some work on context rounding. So you don't need to do everything from the scratch. It is already there in the UiPath, which we'll see in subsequent sessions, and I'll show you how you can actually use those features within UiPath, like context rounding and all. Okay, so the next thing talks about the difference between UiPath Studio Web, Studio X, and UiPath Studio. As you already know that Studio Web and Studio X are your Studio and Studio X are your desktop-based platform, whereas Studio Web can be opened within any application, any operating system. What are the targeted user? So targeted user are your business user. It can also help your citizen developer. So it is across the same, but for UiPath Studio, it is more for the developers who want to build actually your complex type of automation. So it is for them only. Automation capabilities. If I talk about that, so I guess it is similar in all the three platforms. You can use your connector services, you can use integration services, you can use IDP, Action Center, AI Center. Everything can be used within all these three tools. Integrations already covered. Cross-platform compatibility. So Studio, as I said earlier, it's a browser-based, can be run on your browser, whereas Studio X only supports for now Windows OS, and for Studio it primarily uses your Windows only, but now it has come up with some cross platform capability. So the project type obviously would be different here, and we have got some cross platform activities which can be used to build those automations. Installation, you don't need anything for Studio Web, but for Studio X and Studio, you need to install a, an exe, and then you can start building those automations. Again, why UiPath Studio is best suited for? It is used for quick automation, web-based data extraction, API-based processes, and for Studio X, it is like your routine-based tasks. Basically, Studio X is again for your citizen developer who doesn't have much exposure to the code environment, so it is for them only. But for Studio, UiPath Studio, you can build complex automation scenario, enterprise level deployment, and your advanced things. You can do that with the help of UiPath Studio. So these are like difference between all these three tools. Next slide is, what do I need to get started? As I said earlier, for Studio Web, the prerequisite is kind of a very less here. So obviously, you need to confirm that your organization utilize the name use license and all. So again, I'll show you in a bit. It might sound confusing here, but when we go to the demo part, it will actually make sense to you all. Obviously, first thing is you need to create an account there, log in with your credentials, and then you also need to install few plugins. Let's suppose uh, if you're interacting with any browser application, so you need to have your browser plugin, or if you want to build some kind of a automation that requires connecting to some kind of a Citrix based application. So Citrix is like it, you need to install a Citrix driver or Citrix plugin, and then the window is the actual operating system lies somewhere else, and it will be some kind of a your image based automation for you. So for that, obviously you need a different plugin. If you want to do UI automation, you can see on the slide you need a different kind of extension. So UiPath again has got you covered there. So based on your automation needs, you can actually install the packages here. I guess enough of slides here. Maybe I can just switch back to the studio interface, and then we'll come back to the slide again if required. Any questions so far, guys? Good, I can see not. So now I'm going to show you. Let me just stop this for now, and let me do a refresh just to make sure the session is active. And now I'm going to show you this screen. I guess I've got a question from Arvind. I guess you will get that in the recording. But if you want, I can just attach that slide to that recording page. You can refer to that. But if you have got any question, Arvind, you can ask me now because I've already stopped sharing and moved to a different slide. Okay. So once you log into your UiPath account, you will see a similar kind of a screen here. So I would recommend you for this hackathon, maybe you can go to cloud.uipath.com and create your test account there. It will give you like obviously few resources to work on, but for hackathon, you will be able to create so many things with that. So on the left hand side, you can see that we have got a panel where you can see all the tools that I have. So we have got Studio, integration services, if you want to build some kind of apps. Okay, got a question from Shweta. What is named user license? So named user license is basically a license which is assigned to a particular user. Let's suppose again I've got multiple user within my organization. I've got Arvind, I've got Shweta. So first license I'll assign to Shweta. and then to urban. So these are my named user license, which is bind to a particular user. And then we have got like different type of licenses, unattended, attended, which we'll see in a bit. So yeah, I was just saying that this is the main.
Manoj, sorry to interrupt. Also, like, will a community edition kind of a thing work, or is there a community license for students to use?
So community comes with like for building studio and all. It comes like free for all. So you can just go
Okay.
there and create your account. But again, if you want to use some kind of a complex thing like DU and AI center, for that obviously you might need to go to your enterprise trial. So you need to. So again, UiPath give you a 60 days enterprise trial.
Yeah. No, no. Just the reason I asked this question is primarily that for students, if you're looking at basic automation, you can still use a free version. It is not like it needs to be a paid version only, because that's called the community edition. And as Manoj said, anything with for document understanding or complex AI tools, if you want to use, that's when you need the enterprise license, which also you will be getting like a 60-day trial, which you can be using for the hackathon purposes. Thanks, Manoj.
Maybe I can show you how can you actually get this enterprise trial. I'm sure if you go to your admin here, you can see the licenses. So at the moment, I've got a free plan, and if you want to do some kind of enterprise activation, but I guess for that you need to. I'm not sure, Ghanshyam, how we are going to do that or not. I guess for that we need a corporate ID or a university ID. It can't be done with Gmail or Outlook. For that, obviously, you need to sign up with your college ID. I guess that will also work. Maybe you can just try it and let us know if you face any challenges there. But this is how you can actually uh, start your pro trial and access all the feature which UiPath has to offer to you. Okay, so coming back to the main screen again. So as I was showing you also, this has divided into like multiple categories. First one is your build, which where we have got studio, integration and apps, and then you have got orchestrator, action, and maestro, which is our new tool, which is kind of a in preview for now. Then there are other tools, I guess, that is not required. But if you think you want to use some other tools like DU and all, you can always go to your tenant, and under services you can actually enable or disable. At the moment, you can see I'm on a free trial, so AI capabilities will not be showing up there. Same goes with document understanding and insider, and test manager is also not supported on the free platform. So maybe if you want to do that, just enable it and just see if that works for you or not. So this is how you can actually use the full UiPath toolset. Again, coming back to the same screen, I guess we are diverting from our topic. So let me first show you how this studio web looks like. So you just need to click on that studio button on the left, and it will open a nice page for you. And if you see here on the top, you can see two options. First is your workspace, and the second one is a template. So workspace is the area which talks about the automation that you have built so far within your tenant. And templates are like some kind of a your predefined automations uh, which UiPath has already built for you. Let's suppose if you want to do something as a write a kind of a very small automation, so you can always go there and search it here, right? But if you don't find anything there, the next thing that you can do here is, which I've already shown in the slide, the GenAI feature from UiPath to build automation for you in seconds called Autopilot. So you can just use the Autopilot, type a prompt here, and you are ready. And this automation will just take your instructions. Obviously, it will be NLP engine, take your instruction and build the automation. So again, before we move to the next section, anything which you think you would like to automate or share an idea, which I can just put it there from your university perspective, just type in the chat if you're not comfortable speaking. Just type it there. Just think of any automation idea. If not, maybe I can just type something there. Uh, Download the same example, the internship example. Download emails, yeah, or maybe I can write, I want to download emails from Gmail and download attachments. Sorry, download attachments. So this is prompt engineering, which you will see in again for subsequent sessions in the next coming weeks. I want to download attachment from Gmail and save it to Google Drive, something like that. So I've just passed instructions to autopilot. Again, if I don't come from any programming background or tech background, don't worry. It will create the automation for you on the fly. So it hardly takes 15 seconds to build this entire automation for you. Let's understand this. So obviously, first is a manual trigger. I did not pass any trigger here. It will go to my Gmail, look for the emails with attachment. It downloads all those email attachment and save it somewhere to a temporary location within the web only, and then it uploads all these attachments to the Google Drive. So let me just hit continue. There we go. I have built this automation in less than a minute. But if you see here, some of the things is still not filled. Some of the red error message you can see. It is because I haven't configured anything there. So there are no connections at all. It is asking me to connect to my Gmail. Okay, let's do it. Okay, continue to Gmail, connect. It will ask for the account. For demo purposes, I'll use this 1 minute RP at gmail.com. I'll provide all the permissions and all. Just read it before you select anything there. There we go. As you can see here, the automation is already connected to my Gmail. Now again, if you want to filter some kind of a messages and all, you just pass those values. It will do all these things for you. Again, if I want to connect to my Google Drive, the connection is broken. So maybe I can just log in and upload this data to the same Google Drive. I'll connect, but this time I'll not use my primary email. I'll again use the Gmail that I've created for this demo. I'll pass all the permissions here. Okay, it lets you edit, create and delete all of your data on Google Drive. For now, I'll choose okay. Go ahead, continue. And now you can see this actually take less than, to be very precise, 1.5 minutes to build these automations. You can do that very easily. So just think of any idea. I can see that in the chat we have got one from Lesson and one from Manoj. Fill a form with already pre-filled data in my computer, which we are gonna show in a bit. And the second question that I've got is limitation of Studio Web compared to desktop version. Yeah, that's a good question actually, Manoj. So as I said earlier, desktop we have got two different type of offerings. One is your UiPath Studio. The second one is UiPath Studio X. So obviously Studio X is more focused on people coming from non-tech background. We call it citizen developer who wants to build simpler automations. Where they interact with uh, Microsoft Suite, or they primarily work on Excel and all. It has got some like you can say some kind of a limited feature set to connect to these platforms. Whereas Studio gives you more power, more range, a diverse range to connect to any platform. Again, it could be web, it could be your Windows, it could be your Citrix, it could be your mainframe, it could be of any data base, it could be your SQL, NoSQL. Um, so any type of automations which is a kind of a, you can say that enterprise ready automation that can be built with the help of UiPath Studio. Now we'll come to Studio Web. So Studio Web is kind of similar to your uh, Studio, but it has again got some less features. So if you want to build some kind of a, it will not allow you to build any kind of a desktop automation. Let's suppose if you have uh, installed some kind of a application on your Windows operating system. So UiPath Studio Web will not be able to connect to that system. But if you have got any application which runs in cloud, like all this Gmail and all, or maybe any browser based application, then that can be done very easily with both Studio and Studio Web. The other limitation of Studio Web is, so I'll also talk about good part here as well. So Studio Web again doesn't talk with your Citrix and remote desktop connection, because that requires some kind of a Windows operating system in between. But Studio Web offers you two different type of runner licenses. One is your serverless, so serverless, and the other one is ACR serverless. So for serverless, again, you don't need any kind of a named user license. For UiPath, obviously, you need to have your development license. Then obviously you will upload it to your production environment. I'm just talking about how organization works. So first thing is you build the automation on your system, which requires a dev license. Then you will test the process on your stage environment or your on your test environment. For that, obviously, you would need a test license. When the testing and everything gets complete, you need to deploy the process onto the production environment. So that is how this cycle goes. Obviously, for production, you have got two different type of options. First one is your attended license, where the process will be running on the end user machine, and the second one is your unattended license, where the process will be run on the dedicated bot machine. You just schedule it and it will run. Whereas Studio Web gives you a flexibility to run processes both, as I said earlier, again in serverless mode. One is obviously your serverless architecture. You don't need to like install any application, anything like that. You just click on the button, run, and it will just run it. So it will just create a, you can say, some serverless instance behind the scene and run your complete automation there. I hope, Manoj, that answers your question. Perfect. So this is how I built my first automation. Maybe I can show you how you can actually create some not complex automation, but some kind of automation which might be useful for your university or your college. And before that, I'd like to also show you the connector services here. So if I go to home again, this is the tab, integration services. As I've already shown you in the slide, it has got like, it can connect seamlessly connect to any application. Okay, continue. I'll go to integration services again. And here on the right hand side, you can see that it has got three different tabs: connector, connection, and triggers. Obviously, connectors are those if you want to connect, as I said earlier, if you want to connect to any application which is there on the web, you can just include that. So we have got Act 1, Active Directory. You can also connect to Adobe PDF services, OpenAI, Calendly. You just name it and you will find it there. And on the top of that, again, this is not for this session, but if you want, if you want to build your career into UiPath and automation, you can also build your own connector here. So it is just not limited to these features. You can build your connector anytime. The next one we have is your connections. So in the previous example, you have seen that I have shown you how you can connect to Gmail and all, and you can see all the connections here. So I've just connected to Google Docs, Outlook. I've got connected to SharePoint, Google Drive. This connector I've created for my internal purposes, Slack, Adobe, and OpenAI. I just recently connect, and 1 minute RPA is again a connector which I created today. So all the connections that you have will be listed here, and you can add any connector that you want. Again, it will just open a pop-up for you. Just select that, maybe Dropbox, Google Form, Google Maps, could be anything. Okay, I've got a question from Blesson. I again, that is a very great question, Blesson. I want to take it now. So Blesson is asking, just curious, will there be any privacy issue when we connect? So the short answer is no. Let me tell you how. So this connection and all is limited to your tenant only. So you have got uh, what would say accesses, like you can just set the, okay, only this user will have access to this particular folder. As you can see on the left, we have got 5 different type of folders, and for that the connection is not shared at all. The connection is already there in my main workspace only. But let's suppose you work for an organization and I'm a part of that organization, but you don't want me to use your connections, obviously, like OpenAI, which comes with a cost and all, and you don't want me to use that. So for that, you can limit the connections just to your workspace only. And if you allow me, I can be there in your workspace. If you don't allow me, I can just create my own connection. So that is how you can actually maintain the privacy issue. And even if you uh, share your connection, or maybe share your project with a different user within the same organization, only your connectors will get shared, not your connection. So that person also needs to connect with their own connections, not yours. So privacy is there. So we have got all the, you can say, control over it. We can manage it very easily. So now you have already seen that the difference between workspace and a template. What are your integration services? How you can connect to integration services from the integration services tab. Now let me take you to that studio page, and we'll show you. So we've already seen autopilot, and the next thing I'm going to show you how you can actually create a process. But before that, you can see that there's a button on the top, install locally. So again, this will just give you options to download and install Studio and Assistant directly from your desktop, but this is not required for now. So I just want to build an automation for my own university. So when I click on new project, it will give me 3 options. Agentic process, it is on preview, so we'll not touch that. App, again, will not touch that. For this demo, we'll go ahead and click on workflow. You have already seen that before. For now, I guess, so we'll not use any kind of a trigger and all, but you can do that very easily. So for now, we'll just stick to manual trigger, and let's take an same example. Yeah, installation will just work on Windows system, right? It's not supported on Mac and all, but UiPath Studio Web can be used anywhere. So here, what I'm gonna do here is, let's take an example. Maybe I've got some kind of a, I don't want to reply to my emails. I just want some kind of a summary, or maybe what I want is, if I get an email, I use ChatGPT to generate a summary and then reply that response to the same person. How does it sound? Cool. Maybe can we build that automation? So first step, obviously, whenever I receive any email, the process will trigger automatically. The next step is it will extract the email body, pass it to ChatGPT or OpenAI, and will ask for the response, and the response will be sent back to that person. Should we build that automation? Yes, no? Come on, guys, say yes, no. Okay. So maybe for that, what we can do here is I'll show you both Outlook and Gmail. So for Gmail, I'll use get newest email. I'll click on that. Again, it will just install the required dependency behind the scene, which is going to take few seconds. And I've already connected to my integration services before. So with with Hotmail, so I guess I've already got one only. So Hotmail, this is my Hotmail account. I don't use it quite often. I use this just for demo purposes. So it is my default connection, and I just need to give, or you can say configure a few things here. Okay, if I receive anything in my inbox, okay, save it. Additional properties, okay, unread only, yes, okay. Let's suppose I'll just pick unread only, and attachments no, importance no, mark as read, okay, we'll read it, mark as read. Okay, so these are settings that I've done. The next thing that I'm going to do here is I'll pass this email body to chat GPT and will ask them to create a proper response. Okay, so for that I'll use, I guess, chat completion. Don't remember, but yeah, it should be chat completion. Chat completion. Open it. Yeah, this chat completion. So I'll use this activity again. This will take few seconds to manage all the connections. So OpenAI 2, GPT-4o. I'll not use GPT-4o. I'll use GPT 3.5 Turbo. And here I'll pass the prompt. Prompt here could be okay, email subject. So I've selected the email subject, but I did not pass any instructions to ChatGPT. It is just that I pass the email subject. Maybe I need to give some kind of a prompt, something like, maybe I can just type it here. You are a helpful assistant. Help me write a proper response for the following email. Something like that, right? So I've got email subject, which I've got from my email, and I've asked ChatGPT that you are a helpful assistant and you need to help me write a proper response for the following email. All okay? Before I send the email back to the person, maybe I can just show you how you can actually use log activities and other stuff here. So I'll use log message here just to show you how you can see the actual input here. So message here would be email subject. Okay, it should be email body. What did I select there? Was it email subject or email body? I guess it should be email body. Oh, my bad. It should be email dot body. So here it will read the latest email, log the email body on the right, which will show in a bit. Pass the message to chat GPT, will ask for response, and for now I'm not sending email, I'm just testing it now. So I'll again use log message here, which will just print top generated text, right? All okay? So this automation is ready. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just writing some email to my Hotmail. I guess I don't have this Hotmail account here. So I'm just typing a message, and would like to apply something. I'm just typing it very easy. Please grant leave one day. Right? So I've just written this simple email. I've asked, okay, I need to apply for a leave. I'm not feeling well today and would like to apply for a leave. Okay, please can't we leave for one day and call me. Okay, just leave it there. So now I have sent this to my Gmail, Hotmail, sorry. Let me see if I've received the email there or not. So far, I have not received it. Okay, let's run it for now. And so once you run it, you will see multiple options there. So I just need to refresh my Hotmail here. If I open Hotmail, you can see I haven't got the email yet. Sent is okay. Should be Manoj Batra 071 at hotmail.com. Yes, email is right, but for some reason I have not received it. Let me do a refresh. Okay, I haven't got it, but okay, let me just run it again. So if you run it, you will see multiple options. Test on cloud, test step by step. So what we are gonna do here is we'll just test it step by step. And if I don't receive any email, maybe I need to change some settings here. Maybe there's some problem with email. So I'll just leave the latest email for now. Right? Now what I'm gonna do here is all the settings are okay without attachment, so I'll not mark this as read because this is already a ready email. Test step by step because here I'm just testing the process. So you can see the process has now started executing. On the top you can see stop, continue, and next step. On the right you can see it has now downloaded all the dependencies. It has restored the nugget packages, packages restored, and untitled 2, which is my project name, has started executing. And next means it will move to the next step. Continue means it will just run the entire automation in one go. Stop, I don't need to explain it. So next step is it will just go and go to this activity, get the newest email. Hopefully it should work, but I don't know why I don't receive this email in my inbox. So I will see in a message, log message, what we have added there. Okay, I guess we have received that. I am not feeling well today. Please grant me one leave and all. Okay, good, good, good. So email is there. I'll move to next. Now it will pass the data to ChatGPT. So this was my email that I passed. Maybe it has picked some other email. So now ChatGPT completion is already completed. And next step is I'll just return the output. So this is my output. Hi Manoj, I hope you feel better soon. Take care. If you have any specific task, something like that, you will see how cool is that. It just, I don't need to do anything here. It just went there, create a response. Maybe I can just use one more activity to send the email. Maybe something like send email. It should be send email Microsoft 365, I guess. Was it 365 before? Yes. So maybe I can just type, okay, what should be the two? Two should be my, from the newest email, it should be my from address. So I pick the email address from that. Subject could be auto response, something like that. AUTO, auto response. And within the body, you can actually set this top generated text and additional properties. I don't want to use anything. I don't want to save this as draft. So now I'll run it again. So here you can see that complete automation. I'll receive new email. I'll log the message, pass it to ChatGPT, will provide a response. and then I'll send the email to the from who actually sent me the email with the response. Let me run it now. Again, test step by step. It will do the same activity again. You can, whenever you want, you can download the logs here. Next step, next step. I hope it should be the same message. Yes, it is the same message. So it came from my different Gmail address. And now it has actually sent the email to my Gmail, which I am gonna show you in a bit. Let me see if I received this or not. Yes, maybe I can. Let me just forward it to this channel now to show you how it looks like. So let's wait for that message. I hope it should be there in few seconds. But I guess now you have understood the concept here, how you can just create an automation on the fly. As you can see, we have got a response here. Hi Manoj, I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling well. Your health is top priority. Blah 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 blah. Take care and your name. Obviously, when you work in a, a more sophisticated scenario, you will put your names and all. You will pass a proper prompt, which you'll see in a prompt engineering session. So this is how you can actually draft a response. And obviously, I didn't do anything here. I just got received a message. I built some automation, and that automation replied the message back to the user. So this is how you can actually build your automation. Just interest of time, maybe I can just show you a simple use case for now. Uh, if that works for you. Ghanshyam, are we okay to extend this for a few more minutes?
I think the number of participants are reducing. So maybe I think students have gone for their lunch break.
Right, right. Okay, that's all right. I
Yeah.
guess that is all from my side. And guys, if you have got any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'll be more than happy to support you. But now you've got a crux. Okay, how you are like going to connect to your studio web from your browser itself. And I guess in the next session, I guess which will happen.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
It is no, that's in Thursday, Thursday or Friday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. Thursday we'll talk about like extensions of this, how you can actually set up your context rounding, vector DB, and use Gen AI behind the scene to build all these automations for you. So just make sure
It's
that
tomorrow.
you.
Sorry, Mukesh, that is tomorrow. That's happening tomorrow.
Okay, that's okay. So that is tomorrow. So just make sure you guys also join the session and also pass it to your all your colleagues and all who are interested in learning RPA. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Before I move forward, do you have any questions for Manoj? You can use the raise hand option that is on the screen, and you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask the question.
Or maybe you can type in the chat if you're not comfortable with it.
Yeah, that also works. So I hope all was clear from the session, and I think you all enjoyed the session. Okay, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Before we wrap up this session was designed to give you the confidence and the skill that is required for you to submit the idea and to participate in the national level hackathon. On the screen, this is the link where you can go ahead and submit your idea for the hackathon. And if you want more information on upskilling sessions and everything, you can visit our website. This is the link. I'll pause for a moment. You can take a screen, you can take a picture or you can write it down, however you are comfortable. Okay, I'll move on to the next slide. There is an opportunity to become the student developer champion. The applications are open all year round. You can apply to be a champion. You can apply with this link. And who all can apply? The students from colleges that they don't have the champion already can apply for the program. And the champions will serve an entire year. And new champions will be onboarded every 4 months. The next session, next section would be in July. Go ahead and apply. And this is an opportunity to become a champion in automation on your campus. Okay, I close the session now. Before closing, if you have any questions on the program, feel free to type or unmute yourself and shoot the question. Any questions? Or shall I wrap up? Okay, looks like we're wrapping up. Thank you so much for joining. A wonderful session, Manoj. Thank you so much. Looking forward for the next session. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.